Hi, I'm Andy. This is
Meredith.
We are here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, on a world schooling adventure. I'll give you a couple of quick facts about Kuala Lumpur. It's the capital of Malaysia. It started as a tin mining outpost settled by the Chinese and then taken over by the British. It grew from small, humble beginnings and it's now got over 7 million people. You see and hear lots of English here because of the British rule that only ended in 1957. And the Malaysian currency is the ringgit. And ringgit in Malay means jagged, which I'm told refers to the serrated edges of the Spanish currency that was in wide circulation here at one time. So now on to some homeschooling facts and just what we've learned this week, little tidbits, or if you will. The first one is about organization. We talked about this yesterday, but it's tough to resist the urge to try to cram in knowledge to our kids. Meredith, can you speak about that a little bit?
Sure. I found myself thinking about how much more free time we have as we travel, since we aren't locked into a certain place with all these scheduled activities. So I thought to myself, oh, wow, it's too bad I didn't bring the Singapore math books or the Life of Fred books. They wouldn't fit in our backpacks because I thought, we have so much free time. We should be sitting down with the girls and doing something structured and formal, and we can get those workbooks and just that kind of thing. I caught myself thinking about that. We're surrounded by opportunities for learning naturally.
So one of the cool parts about this whole experience is that this is our classroom. You can't see it, but over to our right, your left, is a swimming pool. The girls have been working and swimming and learning all kinds of things in that while we've been here. Meredith and I have been working on our blogs, taking care of business from the road, with the high-speed internet here. Just because the kids' noses aren't in textbooks, it does not mean they're not learning. An example is money. We're on a very tight budget. And kids are very close to those conversations about where do we go for dinner, what do we eat, do we share something. Speaking of budgets, this week we made an expensive decision. You may have seen over on our blog. If not, take a look at myblueskyacademy.com for this post. We made the expensive decision to relocate from our cheap rental apartment we found on Airbnb to this nice hotel. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
Sure. We had everything all planned out in terms of budget in order to keep us at the same budget that we would have been using if we had been back in the States where we lived. And there was a certain amount for lodging, a certain amount for food and other. And that all worked out fine until the lodging that we had set up, unfortunately, was not a great place to actually get sleep, which is kind of important for your lodging. We couldn't sleep based on where we were and the noise levels and activity levels of the residents in the apartment complex. So we felt like it was better to switch over to somewhere we could that wasn't astronomically expensive, but that was going to be a little more expensive just for, I guess, paying for that sleep so that we wouldn't get sick and then all pay for that later. Unfortunately, we have to readjust because since that's outside our lodging budget, we're going to have to take from somewhere else. We explained this to the girls and sort of worked out a way to have fewer meals and just spread things out a little bit more throughout the days. So we're just sort of working with them on what that means to them, because that is obviously a skill they're going to need long term.
So don't think for a minute that you have to have your kids' face buried in a textbook or some prescribed learning. Life is a challenging thing to do anyway, and if you let the learning process happen, surprise, surprise, it will absolutely happen. And you can be there while it does in amazing places like Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So for this week, that's it for our World Schooling Update. Stay tuned and please spread the word about Blue Sky Academy. We hope you come back.